That would give you 420 sessions across the week, up to. It's a large number. So we've got a large number of sessions. So, navigating your way around EDS, participating in EDS, it's a fun game, and we've had tools together over the years to try and make it easier for you, to try and make the process a little easier. So I'll talk a little bit about that now. First, website. Who here hasn't used Launchpad before? I know there's some people from upstream, so we certainly have a few people. And there's some people from GNOME in the back who have definitely used Launchpad before. Not many of you, I hope. But Launchpad is a central hub for Ubuntu, for the Ubuntu community, and for other communities as well. And we use sort of its features to plan UDS. Launchpad.net, make sure you're logged in, and they're all registered. I had a Google search which is supposed to be from well, when Launchpad's not down.
Oi!
Like I said, something always goes wrong in my morning demo. It's never Launchpad. It's connected. Anyway, I would show you Launchpad, but click it again. It's going to be a very quick demo. Okay, moving on. We'll come back to Launchpad. Yeah. So, Launchpad. Log in. If you haven't got an account on Launchpad, you create an account. It's a free account and everything, and it lets you manage the Ubuntu project and its various entries. And we'll come back to that in a second when it works. The other thing I want to show you is the Summit system. Summit.ubuntu.com. Jono gave the URL out at the beginning. And you'll also see these pages. For each day, we project one of the schedule pages onto the wall outside. I'm sure you all saw it on your way in. The Summit system is sort of how we manage our schedule for the days. Now, this unfortunately uses Launchpad, so this may come. Magic packet loss on the network. Okay. Who's running Gelsync? This is not going to work. I can't really say this. Yeah. Okay, we're having difficulties. Is there anything from my desk here?
James is checking on it. Yeah.
James is just checking on it. Okay, so I'll just come back to this in a minute. So I'll skip around. I'll skip around and talk for a minute. Yeah, I was just going to say, if anyone's on the Wi-Fi network, if you're running apps or anything like that, can you just drop off for a moment? And there's quite a few people with their laptops open, maybe. Yeah, just disconnect from the IPs. Transferring data from gdata to YouTube.com. Nice. Let's see if this works now. Okay. Let's do one last try, and then I'll move on. Okay, right. I'll do the construction. So, okay, well, we'll come back to this in a minute. I'm sorry, everybody. It's never goes quite smoothly. So I was just saying, we have somewhere in the region of 400 sessions throughout the week. These sessions are just under an hour. You join the session, you sit down at the table, discuss everything with your peers that needs to be discussed on that session, and you leave. Now, after you won't be able to go to 400, you might be able to go to 70 or 80 or 60 or 20 or what have you. You're going to forget what was discussed. It's very important that during the session, notes are taken to make sure that the information isn't lost. So, as I said, in each session table there'll be a document on how to run a session, but I'll just give you an overview. In each session there'll be a lead, This may have been a nominated lead. Could be a track lead, one of the guys with the white T-shirt. It could be someone on the senior member of the team or the community team, or the someone interested in the upstream, perhaps could be the upstream maintainer. There will be somebody who's leading that session. It's that person's responsibility to nominate somebody in the session to take notes. And make sure you do this in all sessions. And don't wait too long. Just right at the beginning, pick somebody. If nobody volunteers, just pick somebody. And it's their responsibility to take notes throughout the session. And that person, just try and take as many notes as possible. It doesn't have to be pretty. It doesn't have to be well formatted. You have to write paragraphs of text, unless you are really, really fast typer. But do take notes. Do try and capture everyone's opinion, so that when the discussion is turned into a specification, we can actually refer back to it. As John said, some of the sessions will be video recorded, so those sessions have a little free advantage in the fact that there's somebody taking notes with a video camera. So the application we use for taking notes is Gobby. If you haven't installed it, you can find it in Synaptic, Gobby. It's multiplayer notepad. It's a collaborative text editor. It allows multiple people to work on a single document. If you join a session, the server here is gobby.conference. We have a local server at the venue. This should mean that we're safe from the venue losing internet connectivity, which has happened to us in the past. It should mean it's locally here. We can take a copy of it when we leave. The notes aren't lost. Some of you who've been here before may be using Gobby Ubuntu.com, but make sure you're using Gobby.conference, the local one. In fact, if you actually do local network, it should be in there, but it probably isn't. Unfortunately, if the Wi-Fi is down, it's not going to work either. So I will demo this for the fake way. So when you join your Gobby server, right, when you join the Gobby server, there will be a list of documents. You can, for your session, the person who's nominated to take notes should create a document and name it after the session. Use if you can use the session name. So I'm going to, there's my session for the day. And it's just text. It's a text editor. Blah, 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 blah. So it's a text editor. You can take notes. Now, anybody else in the session can see the document list, and also join that. So I know everybody likes to sit around the table with their laptops and go on IRC and things like that. Join the Gobby session. Make sure you'll read. So as you're talking, you can also see the person the notes being taken, and that way everybody else in the session can help take notes, can help refine the notes throughout the session. And at the end of the hour, there'll be hopefully something there which captures the result and the discussion of the session. So before we move on. Try it again, apparently. So I'll try again in a second. So yeah, this is very important. Please do, as I said, if you haven't taken notes in a session before, please volunteer to do so. Please make sure that you've taken notes in at least one session. And again, if you're a track leader, you're in charge of a session, please don't use 5-10 minutes of your time up just sort of worrying about who's going to take notes. Just straight away, if someone doesn't volunteer, this is working. If someone doesn't volunteer, then straight away just pick on somebody that you hasn't taken notes before in one of your sessions. So, very important to take notes. Gobby, we use to take notes. Launchpad. Let's see if this works. So we log into Launchpad. You reckon it's going to work, John? Hey! Hopefully this is the only technical failure in this talk. If you're not logged into Launchpad, log in your email address. You can create an account on exactly the same page just by entering your email address. And when you're logged in, it's a bit slow, but it'll suffice for talking. Okay, that's right. Right, and when you're logged in, it will say your name up the top right, and so yeah, be logged into Launchpad. Being logged into Launchpad means that you can not only participate in the process for rebooking the schedule, and not only participate in the logging process, you can also participate in the process of actually maintaining specifications. Right. That's Launchpad. Okay. Summit.ubuntu.com. Summit.ubuntu.com is the website that manages our schedule for us. When you visit this website, you may not be logged into this website. It tends to bounce you through OpenID anyway. But if not, there's a login link in the top right, which... Is it working? No, it is working. It's still working. Get my connections to those. 3G card. Yeah. Okay, I will parallelize this. So I've got my pages loaded when I need to talk about them. So it'll obviously Launchpad login service. You log into the Summit system through Launchpad. So if you're not logged into Launchpad, you have to log in again. But usually here it will just tell you your Launchpad identity. It's always a good idea. This process also tends to log you into Launchpad as a service. Okay, come on. How are we doing? Yeah, what I'm going to do is I'll do a little trick and just like before protocol mode for everything. I just need to load one paper. Right. Come on. Yeah, sorry everybody. Come on. Hopefully the Wi-Fi problems will be fixed. What's the issue today? Collapse. Yeah, this isn't really page now. Okay, so the Summit system, it manages our schedule for us. As I said, you'll see this is projected onto and you'll see this is actually projected onto a page outside, onto a screen outside, and that's where you can go between topics to see the schedule of the day. You'll see that the front page of the site gives you the link back to Launchpad again. It also gives you a link to what's called the live stream, which I'll show you in a minute. Now, it says here you're attending. You can update days and times of your attendance in Launchpad. If you haven't registered yet, so you haven't got a Launchpad account and so on, when you visit that, it'll say you are not registered as attending. Please set it in Launchpad. Please do that. This will take you to a page in Launchpad. It's just this link here. This will take a page in Launchpad where you can say what times you're here till. I know many of you will be staying for the entire conference. Some of you will be leaving on Friday afternoon. Some of you may be only here for a few days. Some of you may not be here yet and may not be able to hear me now. Please do register attendance. It helps the system know, and it helps track leads and so on know if there. Schedule. Let's talk about the schedule. Now I actually see it's loaded up on another tab. The schedule we split by day, by track, and by room. I said we have 14 rooms and there's plenary rooms, so there's a lot going on. Those of you who have been to a recent UDS will have known that in the past we've had rooms dedicated to a track. For this UDS, we're going back to having the tracks move around all the rooms again. So if you used to last UDS camping out in the desktop room or camping out in the kernel room, you won't be able to do that this time. It might be a kernel discussion in there for an hour, but the next hour someone might be discussing community or QA and or server or something else. It's going to be a mixed up thing. So please keep an eye on that. So you can view the schedule by track, or by date. The by date screens are the ones we project, and the by date screens. That's not the right one. The by date screens look something like this. As you can see, you really have to. There's the other error. That is still loading a 5 So I'm just going to talk over and actually just show you on the screen. It's got enough right here. So across the top, you have your room numbers, rooms 1 to 14. Plenary sessions that... Oh, I've got a question.
What is it, 2 mobile tables?
Oh, we'll come back to that question in a second. Plenary sessions spread straight across the top. They are held in this room. The columns are held in the individual rooms 1 through 14. You'll notice in the schedule there are still some blank spaces. If you have something you would like to discuss, there is still blank spaces. There are still spaces in the schedule for your discussions. What you need to do is contact a track lead. They'll help you through the process of registering it. In the past I've tended to give that process here, but then everyone doesn't remember it. So the best thing you can do is just go up to the track lead that's appropriate. If it's a kernel-related session, please speak Pete Rayner. If it's a desktop session, Rich Spencer, and so on. They're guys with the white t-shirts, and the crew, the other guys with the white t-shirts, go to help you find track lead. Okay, so I just talk over it. So, horizontally, room number, vertically is track. I think the whole system's actually scrammed here. It's not. So, pretend this is more full than it actually is.